Welcome back and thank you for joining us once again. This is the Unique Youth Initiative Show. And in our previous discussion, we talked about olden day stories, lessons from our roots, and we will continue with that same topic. So, to take us further today, ma'am,
Yes, please.
I'm still going to be talking to you about the lesson, stories, moral. So, this takes us to the next question. How did those stories influence children's character?
Thank you very much once again. You are all welcome. So I want to bring a story to our hearing, and then we in on listening we can decipher or pick up the lesson there. We have a father that had two sons. It was told that the father had hectares of farmlands, and he portioned each son to have their own portion of farm. Farm has its planting season and the harvest season.
Yes,
And the man gave them, a target of go and plant cassava, which they used to make gari. And then at so end of maybe 4 months, you should bring about 100 baskets. Each one of them should be able to harvest 100 baskets of. So lo and behold, the boy A that I will call Kule, he went to the farm, right? He didn't work alone. He went to employ laborers, and they went into work, planted the stick of cassava, and then he kept going back, weeding it until the harvest came and he harvested. But the second guy was like, oh, in fact, I cannot do so much. I can only do, why did my daddy ask us to bring 100 baskets of whatever? He's a greedy man. He already had a mindset. And so he just went and just put the stick on the ground. He didn't even think of employing a laborer, anything. And lo and behold, at the end of the 4 months, the man called them. My son, how was the he didn't even go to their farm. He will call them, oh yeah, bring your harvest. How is the harvest? And lo and behold, the Kule brought more than 100 baskets. And the other boy was just saying, daddy, that was too much. It was too much hard work. I couldn't concentrate. How did my brother got so much, to harvest? And the Kule now stood up, and it was a meeting between the two children and the father. And then it was like, I had to employ people. That was intelligent. He thought outside the box. He had learned, seeing his father as a farmer, that most times the man will employ laborers. So he learned by seeing, by observing, which is what our youth, our teenagers of this generation should do. Most of them don't even look. They are not concentrating. They are seeing, but they are not looking.
So coming to you, Ayomide, I like to know, how does the story impact you or impact the life of the children?
Well, looking at it from the Gen Z perspective, it's quite sad to say that we didn't have present parents, in the sense that, yes, they provided for us. Yes, we didn't lack anything physically, but emotionally, being there to teach us, being there to guide us. Most parents were not there. Lucky for me, my parents, at least my mom, was quite there. But those stories that we're talking about, they're not there. It's not like we were not told. There are a lot of things that you want to know about, but especially about our culture, and they weren't passed down to us. There's like a generational gap there, and that's quite a lot for us. That's quite a lot for us, because the values we're meant to learn through the stories, we were not able to learn them. Until we grow up ourselves, until we meet people that can shape us, until we get to places like the Unique Youth Initiative, where we are reshaped. We do not quite get to know ourselves. We do not quite get to understand our identity and how to run life. So,
all right. So to wrap up this episode, let me ask you, ma, what values from the olden days do you think our youth urgently need now?
Yeah.
And then I'll be putting the question to you too. But let me start with Mama.
Yeah, thank you for that question. We discovered that one of the things that this storytelling then builds the that generations emotionally, builds them up emotionally,
Emotional intelligence.
emotional intelligence, then makes them to be able to think inward, think deeply, have a thinking cap on, not relying on external validations. Then it enhances their communication skills, whereby each one want to say it the way they understood the story and how it relates and how they want it. I want to be the best person in that story. So it helps their communication skills. It also instills moral values when we talk about to be honest, to be respectful, to stand on the path of the truth. Then it also shapes their imagination and creativity. You discover the next day when the storytelling daddy will say, what was yesterday's topic? Everybody will say, hi, 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 hi. They could recall and they can relate it in another form that it shows they understood the story beforehand. Then it also improved their communication skill, like vocabularies, the languages they say, because it is from there, if anybody is going out of tune, it's corrected. So there's training received right at the point of storytelling.
Yes, it's like training is being received. So our youth of today miss out on the training, the learning,
the moral,
intelligence,
the skills to think and solve problems.
Okay, so looking at it from the Gen Z perspective, please, do you think that there are things our youth today, the values that they really urgently need?
The values are the thing they need, more like the impact of the values, such as building identity. There is something about youth. We ask ourselves, who am I? Where am I going? What do I stand for? We get our identity from social media and we try to make ourselves like the stars we see out there. But when we are taught from home, we understand our value, we understand who we are. We are built up. We already know where we are going. We already know what we stand for. And these are things that we actually really do. Another thing for me is honor. I've been taught that honor goes like this. There is someone that is pointing to you. And when you honor someone, there is a blessing that follows after.
Sure.
So if there's another thing we need to learn is honor. Honor cannot be replaced. Honor is very important. No matter how, even if the person that you are honoring seems younger than you in age, so long as the person has something that he can bless you with.
Yes.
Honor, it doesn't take anything.
It doesn't
actually does bless you, and it's something I'm
That's
learning. So I think another thing is diligence, but I'd like to stop here. These are two key things I would like to give.
So many values. Thank you so much. Integrity, diligence, and everything. So thank you so much for joining us once again today. This is Unique Youth Initiative Show, and we want to hear your comments. We want you to ask us questions. We actually have WhatsApp group for Unique Youth Initiative, which people can join all over the world. The link is in the description below. Thank you once again. We'll see you in our next episode. Bye.
Click it.